Here are 5 steps that will almost guarantee you to have the best year of your life if you can commit to them. And each step is a little harder to do, but is increasingly more beneficial to your life. And at the end of this video, I'll go through my personal 5 big needle movers of the things that I'm implementing this year to have the best year of my life. Number 1, start with the 99-1 decisions and then work your way down to the 51-49 decisions. What does that mean? It means that start with the decisions that you have 99% conviction or more that these are the ideas or things that you can bring into your life that you're really confident are going to be beneficial for you. These are things that you're going to be proud about. You're not going to have to deliberate. Is this the right thing? Should I do this? Should I not do this? You know that they're going to add value. So for me, that might be exercising regularly, or it might be avoiding too much use on the phone or social media. There might be decisions that you're deliberating on. For example, should you be drinking caffeine or not? Or should you have Instagram on your phone or not? Or do you use TV at this time or that? And these might be more complicated decisions that might be a little bit more nuanced. And you haven't fully decided if this is something that you really want to commit to. It might be 70% conviction, and you might be feeling one way, but then switch the other way depending on the time of year or how you're feeling, and that's okay. What I'd say is just make sure you're doing the things that you have the highest conviction for, and as you start to get stability and consistency with those practices, then you can work your way down to more and more complicated decisions. And the great thing is you have the capacity to make harder decisions. Each time you make some of the easier decisions, you can work your way down, and eventually you can start to make those 51-49 decisions for true life mastery. Number 2 is leverage addition by subtraction. So take the time to review how you're spending your time. So much of us are a little bit unaware of how we're actually spending our time. We might be spending more time on our phone than we realize, with people that aren't energizing us, in projects that aren't actually moving the needle forward for the things that we want to do. We might be deliberating a lot more than we realize. So you should check in regularly and reflect on that time. So firstly, you need to be aware of how you're spending your time. So take time to check in daily, weekly, review your calendar, review your phone, look at screen time, and see how you're actually spending your time. And then start to think, is this time that I'm really proud of? Is this something that's actually serving me? Is this something that I'm actually excited to do? Once you've started to remove things and you're doing all the things that you have to do, you have this extra free time. And this is some of the most magical time, because now you can think about where you want to be, the type of person that you want to be, and you can start to spend that time in ideas that you've never really had capacity to before, because you've cut 15 minutes here, 30 minutes here, whatever it is, and you've started to build this abundance of time capacity that you can really reflect and go, what is the thing that I could be doing that's going to really push me to become the person that I want to become? Number 3, reflect with new awareness. So something that's really important is to put time in your calendar purely for reflection and treat it like an important meeting. You shouldn't reschedule it. You shouldn't under-prioritize it. And personally, I have 3 different types of reflection. I have the daily, the weekly, and the quarterly. Daily is something where I can do a power down. I can reflect on, what did I do today? Was I proud of it? Did I actually achieve what I set out to? And what do I want to do tomorrow? If I could only do one thing tomorrow, what would be the key thing that I can do to really push what I'm working on forward? And then weekly, same thing. I reflect on my week. How did I feel socially? How did I show up for my relationship? How did I show up in my business? And then I think next week, what can I do better? What can I schedule out right now are things that I want to do that have been pushed around but not getting done, and really align myself for the week. Quarterly is the last type of reflection I do, where I might take 4 or 5 hours. I might spend time journaling, listen to music, then go for a walk out in nature. And it's purely time to really reflect on, how am I living? Am I living in alignment to the person that I want to be? Number 5 is set for integrity alarms. Every morning, well, at least the mornings that I remember to do this, I try to set 4 alarms throughout my day that are in between meetings, where I know I have mini moments of reflection. And these are really short moments to remind myself to reflect on a few different questions. In the last time block, what could have I done better? And in the next time block, how can I do actions that I'd be more proud of? And by constantly, again, checking in, you can see a lot of these practices about really building up extreme awareness. The last step is tracking. Build out a system to track all the things that matter to you the most. Understand your big needle movers of the things that make you the person you want to be and show up in the world the way that you want, and make sure that you're tracking that so you're setting yourself up for success. The big 5 needle movers in my life that really help me live an amazing life right now are waking up early. Right now, I'm trying to wake up at 6:30 a.m. just about every day, and that gives me just this extra time block that makes me a lot more productive. Number 2 is the daily power downs and the Sunday check-ins. Every time I take the opportunity to actually reflect on my day and then set myself up for success on the next day, I'm way more likely to do something that I really needed to do, but I just wouldn't have made the time for unless I really reflected on it. And so those are really impactful for me. And then the Sunday check-ins as well, having a process to reflect and then really set up my week for success are really powerful for me. Number 3 is eating 90% or more on plan. For me, I find that if I'm not being structured with the way that I'm eating, I start to just eat a little bit too much, and then that ruins my energy. It can hurt my sleep as well. Number 4 is exercising daily. Right now, I wake up and try to do an hour or 2 on a treadmill desk, and that gets me by 10,000 steps, sometimes before even 9 a.m. And then doing some type of movement every single day. So doing currently 4 workouts a week, plus 2 mobility sessions and a Pilates. And number 5, for me right now, is avoiding things like social media, YouTube, games, and TV. And these are things that I want to have in my life in some form. Like right now, I'm in a push energy, feeling a lot of momentum. So removing things from my life, it really limits what my brain is focusing on. When I start to add a few more inputs, like watching YouTube or using social media, my brain diverts its attention on problem solving. But when it has like limited inputs, and I've seen other people have the same results, it just becomes laser focused on solving a complicated problem. And again, you can get incredible movement and growth with the things that you're trying to do in your life if you limit what you're actually feeding your brain. So hope this is successful. Hope this is the best year ever. And if you like this video, check out this one. Thanks for watching.